The year is 1942, and Europe is engulfed in the horrors of World War II. In Poland, Jewish people are being rounded up by the ruthless German army and sent off to concentration camps under false pretenses. One such victim is a young man named Franciszek Gajanaszek, who's lured to the train station under the guise of a job opportunity, only to be herded onto a cattle car with other Jewish men, women, and children. Once the train departs, it becomes clear that there's no work awaiting them. Instead, their destination is the infamous Auschwitz concentration camp, a place where unimaginable atrocities are committed behind closed doors. Amongst the captives are several priests, but none more notable than Father Maximilian Kolbe, Franciscan friar known for his unwavering faith and compassion. As a prisoner, he immediately sets about helping the other captives, providing them with spiritual guidance and whatever meager comforts he can. He says prayers with them, offers words of encouragement, and helps to maintain a sense of humanity in the face of dehumanization. Then one day, Father Kolbe witnesses an event that will test his faith and resolve like never before. While walking through the camp, he sees a group of prisoners being led away to the gas chambers. Among them is a young father who turns and looks at Kolbe with a desperate plea in his eyes. Before he disappears behind the grim facade, he utters a final, "Remember me." These words echo in Kolbe's mind, igniting a determination within him to take action. In the depths of this horrific camp, rumors swirl about the fate of those who vanish into the gas chambers. Whispers speak of a horrifying end, fueling both fear and sorrow. Yet in the midst of this darkness, Father Kolbe's thoughts turn to the possibility of a miracle. Could there be a chance that those sent to the gas chambers might somehow be saved? Hope flickers, however faintly, and Kolbe finds himself drawn to the barbed wire fence surrounding the area. With cautious steps, he approaches, driven by a need to uncover the truth. As he peers through the fence, his eyes witness a scene that will forever alter his perception of the camp's sinister operations. What he sees sends shockwaves through him, shaking his faith and challenging his resolve in ways he never imagined. The prisoners have not been killed. They're still alive, held within the shadowy confines of the building. This discovery ignites a fire within Father Kolbe, a determination to help these trapped souls. But how can he possibly do so in a place where every shadow seems to hold danger? He begins visiting the prisoners regularly, offering them solace and strength through prayer and kind words. Among them is Franciszek Gajanaszek, the young man from the cattle car whose life had been spared by a twist of fate or perhaps divine intervention. Gajanaszek clings to Father Kolbe's words like a lifeline, finding comfort in the priest's unwavering faith. But as weeks pass, whispers of an unsettling rumor reach Father Kolbe's ears. It speaks of a new and terrible fate awaiting the prisoners in the neighboring camp, one that involves a terrifying transformation. Those sent there no longer return. The chilling tales tell of inmates turned into soap. Could this be the fate that now awaits Gajanaszek and the others? The thought is a horrifying prospect. Father Kolbe cannot bear the thought of losing another soul to the depths of human cruelty. He feels compelled to act, to intervene before it's too late. But what can he possibly do? The camp's brutal guards watch their every move, and any act of defiance could have dire consequences. As days go by, the shadow of fear looms over the camp. The prisoners live in constant dread of their own names being called, knowing that a summons to the neighboring camp means a terrible fate. When Gajanaszek's name is finally called, panic and despair grip him. He understands the horror that awaits. Yet in his darkest hour, he remembers the words of Father Kolbe, who has instilled in him a sense of hope and courage. With newfound resolve, Gajanaszek refuses to go quietly. He turns to the guards and shouts, "I won't go." His voice echoes with defiance, surprising even himself. In that moment of rebellion, he knows he has found strength in the teachings of the kind priest who has shown him the power of standing up for what is right. When the guards threaten to punish Gajanaszek for his insolence, a remarkable transformation occurs. Another prisoner steps forward, shielding Gajanaszek and declaring, "I will go instead." It's Father Kolbe, who, in a selfless act of love and sacrifice, takes Gajanaszek's place. With a gentle pat on the shoulder, he offers a reassuring smile and a quiet, "Be courageous." As Kolbe is led away, his fellow prisoners erupt in cheers, hailing him as a hero. Their voices rise above the camp's grim facade, echoing their admiration for the priest who has shown them the true meaning of courage and compassion. Kolbe's act of selflessness resonates through the camp, touching the hearts of many. In the face of unspeakable cruelty, he has chosen to stand up for one of his fellow prisoners, embodying the very essence of the teachings he has shared. His bravery inspires Gajanacek and the rest of the captives to find strength within themselves to resist the horrors around them. Upon reaching the dreaded camp, Father Kolbe is subjected to a series of horrifying tests. The guards, driven by a sadistic desire to break his spirit, hurl anti-Jewish slurs and demand that he renounce his faith. However, Kolbe stands firm, his resolve unwavering. He refuses to betray his beliefs or abandon the principles that have guided him throughout his life. The guards, frustrated by his steadfastness, resort to more extreme measures. They strip him, cover him in ice-cold water, and subject him to excruciating electric shocks. Still, Kolbe endures, his faith acting as a shield against their attempts to break him. Days turn into nights, and the guards grow increasingly desperate in their efforts to make Kolbe give in. They taunt him, threatening to send the young boy from the previous camp to the gas chambers if he doesn't cooperate. But their words only strengthen his resolve. Kolbe realizes that he must remain strong, not just for himself, but for the sake of the boy and all the prisoners who look up to him. In a final, futile attempt to break him, the guards bring Kolbe to the gas chamber. They tell him that the boy is already inside, and they open the door, releasing poisonous gas that fills the chamber. Despite the searing pain in his lungs and the struggle for air, Kolbe does not break. He stays strong, knowing that his actions could give hope to the prisoners back at the original camp. As the gas fills his lungs and the world around him begins to fade, Kolbe thinks of Gajanacek and the other captives. He has given them an example of courage in the face of evil, and he hopes that they will continue to resist, to hold on to their humanity despite the horrors they face. His body grows weaker, but his spirit remains unbroken, until finally, with a last surge of strength, he falls to his knees and utters a silent prayer. Then his eyes close, and the cruel guards assume that he has succumbed to the gas. But they are wrong. When the guards open the chamber once again, they find Father Kolbe still alive. However, they soon realize that something extraordinary has occurred. Although his breathing is shallow, he shows no signs of the effects of the poison gas. Astonished and confused, the guards call for medical assistance. A doctor examines Kolbe and discovers that he is indeed alive, yet somehow immune to the deadly gas. The news spreads through the camp like wildfire, and people from neighboring areas come to witness this miracle. They had seen the gas claim countless lives, yet here is living proof that it may not always be victorious. As word reaches the ears of the SS officers, they become furious. They had intended to use the gas chamber as a tool of intimidation, but Father Kolbe has turned it into a symbol of resistance. Fearing that this could inspire a full-scale rebellion among the prisoners, they decide to take drastic measures. Kolbe is dragged from the gas chamber, still alive but weak. They inject him with a lethal substance, but, miraculously, it does not kill him. No matter what the guards do, Father Kolbe's life hangs precariously in the balance, yet he refuses to give up. Touched by Kolbe's resilience, a guard removes his belt and allows him to tie the laces of his shoes. Another guard brings him a crust of bread, which he accepts and eats voraciously. A small act of kindness that belies the brutality of their profession. The following day, Father Kolbe is summoned to the main gate where the SS officers have gathered. They want him to watch as the boy from the previous camp, Franciszek Gajanacek, is executed in front of him. When Gajanacek is brought out, he tries to comfort him, saying, "Don't be afraid, my son. God will reward you for your courage." After Gajanacek's death, the officers believe they have broken the spirit of the remaining prisoners. However, they are wrong. The sight of Father Kolbe's unwavering strength and the tragic death of Gajanacek only serve to strengthen the resolve of the captives. They cling to the hope that they, too, will one day be free from the clutches of Auschwitz. Touched by Father Kolbe's selfless sacrifice, many prisoners begin to see the value of their own lives. They understand that they must keep fighting for freedom for themselves and for the memory of those who have been lost. The story of Kolbe's heroism becomes a beacon of hope in the darkest days of the Holocaust. Years after the war, survivors of Auschwitz remember Father Kolbe as a symbol of courage and selflessness. His actions not only saved the life of one prisoner, but inspired countless others to resist the forces of evil. In the face of unimaginable cruelty, he chose to stand up for what was right, embodying the true meaning of humanity and compassion. Father Kolbe's legacy continues to live on, reminding us that even in the darkest of times, the human spirit can triumph over adversity. He is a testament to the power of faith, the strength of the human soul, and the importance of standing up for justice. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to stay updated on our latest content. And don't forget to hit the bell icon to receive notifications of our new videos.